Yo.
Hi guys, welcome back to Mayumi TV. If you're new here, my name is Mayumi, and for today's video, I am sharing with you how I contour my face to make it look longer and smaller. So to start off, I already moisturized, primed, and put pressed powder on my face. I did not put any foundation on as I normally wouldn't. These are the two products that I will be using for today. It's both powder and technically they're both bronzers, but one is lighter than the other. If you do not know the difference, bronzers are meant to give warmth to your face. That's why they usually have a warmer undertone, while contour is meant to give depth and shadow. That is why it is better if it has cooler or gray undertone. You can use whatever that you have on your makeup kit, and I am not a professional, just a disclaimer guys, so I will not be touching on colors or what type of products or brands that you may use. I will just be touching on the basics and focus more on the position of where you can contour and highlight to make your face appear less round. As I mentioned in my previous video on how to be fat and confident, your size does not indicate your shape. So it is very important for you to be aware of what your face shape is. Now for me personally, I do have a fat face, but it's actually oval in shape. And the reason for that is because I actually lost a bit of weight, but my jaw is still not prominent. I do have a double chin, and you can see that it's still quite round. Now what I want you to do right now is go get yourself a mirror and look at your face. What you need to focus on is the proportion of each section compared to the rest of your face. So let's start with your forehead. Is it wide? Is it narrow, short, or long? For me, I believe it's quite proportional for the rest of my face. It's not too long, it's not too short. Next would be your cheeks. Do you have a prominent cheekbone? Is it high? Is it round? Or you can't see it at all? Or do you feel like there's no cheekbone whenever you smile? After your cheeks is your jaw. Is it square? Is it prominent? Or is it hidden? Is it quite wide? Is it narrow? That leads to your chin. Is it pointy? Is it prominent? Or you can't see it at all? And obviously if you have a double chin like I do. Now that we are more acquainted with our face shape and its proportion, I will show you the do's and don'ts of how to contour a round shape. On this side, I will do the don'ts, or the one-size-fits-all contour for round shape faces. And on this side, I will show you how I do it to make it look snatched. On this video, I want to focus on the position. So let's start with the forehead. What most people would tell you how to contour would be to create a 3 contour in here. They tell you to go near your forehead by your hairline, create that depth in your cheeks, continue the number, and add on your jaw. And then they ask you to put an entire triangle of concealer in here. They also would ask you to put underneath your chin and your forehead. This is the usual placement of contour and highlight for most tutorials on round faces. What they usually suggest is for you to create a huge triangle underneath your eye, your forehead, and your chin for your concealer or highlights. And for the contour, they would suggest for you to create a number 3 or 2 letter C's on your forehead, your cheekbone, and your jaw. Some even go as far as creating a fake hollow laugh line in here and here. So let's go blend that out. So this is the typical contour for fat faces in most tutorials, but this is not really my type. If you look at it, it's not that bad, but let me show you how I do it and you be the judge. So this is how I highlight my face and add concealer. I start with the corner of my eye, corner of my nose, and corner of my mouth. I add it right there, underneath my nose, in here, the end of my lips. And I put the concealer just at the tip of my eyes upwards. I don't cover the entire under eye because first off, there are pores in here. So if you add product in there, it's gonna show. Second is because that's where it's usually the darkest. So if you have black circles, usually you just cover it right on the spot where it's the darkest. This part is usually dark as well, but since you are gonna put your eye makeup on, or if you want it simple or not, it creates depth. So you just have to focus on the center of your eyes, and less product would be better. I also add the concealer underneath my eye. It must be pointing upwards. Just imagine that you have a winged eyeliner in there. I also add a highlighter and concealer on my jaw to make it look like I have like a square jaw or a strong prominent jaw, and the placement would just be underneath the hollow of your face. So when you do the fish face, it is just underneath. I also like to add a lighter shade in the inner corner of my eye because it makes it appear brighter. See, I haven't even contoured it yet and it looks so much better than this side. So time to blend. Next off is contour, and what I do differently is I just put it right on the corner near the temple of my face. I don't add any more on top because I feel like I have a very narrow forehead in the first place, so I don't really need it. If you do have a narrow forehead, then maybe you can add a bit. What this does is it creates narrow and longer forehead that will stretch your entire face to make it look more oval than round. For my cheeks, I do not put it underneath the hollow of my cheekbone. What I do is I go above it, so I go higher than usual for most girls. Most girls will put their contour here, I put it here, the highest point of my cheeks. And what I do is I put it upward, so it is from my hairline above, and I stop here. I love doing it this way because it gives me an instant lift or facelift. There you go. You see how this face actually is drooping compared to this that is actually elongated? Next, for my jaw, the most important part is I connect my ear to my jaw right here, because that's what most thin girls would have, a prominent jaw. So that's what I do, and I don't go like most that go underneath your jaw and go past your ears. So what I do is I connect my ears to my jawline and I shape my jawline in here, and for my double chin, I add it right where the double chin is. So all this part. One important tip that I have, when you have a round face, you usually have an excess skin or fat on this side. So what I do is I like to go like an arch on that side very lightly, not darker than my double chin, to make it like an arch, to make it appear like you have straight cut jaw with no bumps whatsoever on this side. You see the difference? So this is how I contour and highlight my face. I feel like it stretches and pulls my face back. I feel like it gives it an instant facelift. It makes my round face appear more oval or longer, while on this end, since you're trying to hide away the sides of your face thinking that would make it appear smaller, it actually just makes it appear rounder because all your highlights are in the center of your face in a round shape. So it doesn't really achieve that proportion that you're aiming for, because for round faces, what we aim is to make our face a lot more oval than round as it is. And one more thing that I don't like about this contour is that it makes your face look droopy. It doesn't give you that facelift and snatched lift like this side has. To mention that when you turn your face around on your profile, it just appears like you added a lot of product on, compared to this that actually appears to be a lot more natural and that you have an oval face. Alright, that's how I contour and highlight my face. Please comment down below which one do you prefer, and if there were tricks that were new to you. And I hope you subscribe and hit down the notification bell so you're updated every time there's a new upload. I'll see you on my next one. Bye guys!